I I thank you for staying to the end of the class yesterday. We were able to cover some ground yesterday in Power BI, and I believe today we are going to do much more. Okay, so yesterday we covered some aspects in Power BI. We looked at what Power BI is. We looked at what Power BI is, and if you can remember, I said Power BI is a platform, is a BI tool. When I mean BI tool, I mean is a business intelligence tool. Is a is a tool that is produced by Microsoft. Okay, and it includes both desktop and the web-based applications. It's used for loading, to load your data, model your data, and visualize your data. Those are the main things Power BI does. Okay, so very soon I'll be sharing my screen. So then we went on to talk about the why Power BI. We said that Power BI is very good in terms of you can connect, transform, and analyze millions of rows of data. Okay, we can do that in Power BI. We can build relational models, we can build relationship with different tables in Power BI, and we can carry out that DAX expression. DAX is DAX, that's data analysis expressions. Then we can also visualize data. Okay, now we went on to bring in data from sources. We bring in data from our system into Power BI. So we analyze some of the data in terms of transforming them and checking for their data types, checking from and building relationships with them. Okay, we were able to accomplish that yesterday. So in going forward today, we're going to try and get into data analysis expressions. That is DAX. We're going to see what DAX is, how it is used, and how we can use it to build calculated fields, how we can use it to build measures, and how we can also now use it in our analysis and also building visualization, building dashboard. So I don't know, can you see my screen? Please, can you see my screen?
Yes, sir, we can see it.
Okay, beautiful. So, okay. So let's go to, no, let's not get here first. Okay, yesterday we also talked about relationships. We talked about one-to-many relationships, many-to-one relationship, and one-to-one relationship. We talked about that. We talked about primary, we talked about foreign keys. So today we are going to look at DAX. Let's look at introduction to DAX. We're going to look at calculated columns versus measures. Okay. So what do we actually mean by DAX? If you're familiar with Excel, for those who have done Excel, Excel uses formulas to calculate fields, fields, different things. You can find aggregates, you can find sum, you can multiply, you can even concatenate and add tables and rows, columns together. Okay, so those are those things that Excel does using formula, using functions. In Power BI, it is called DAX. Okay, it is called DAX in the sense that you can use the DAX to calculate your formulas, you can use it to build new columns, and you can use it to build aggregate measures. That is, create things like sum, like count, that you can use in your analysis and in your expressions. Okay, so if I open up my Power BI, okay, let's start with these. Sorry, I don't know. Now let me minimize this so that I can see my columns. Okay, so these are the tables we brought in yesterday. We brought into Power BI yesterday from our system. We brought in the calendar, we brought in customers, employees, food inventory, products, and the sales by stores. Okay, these are different tables. These are different tables and each have their own columns and rows. Okay, They are structured data. I believe we know what structured data are. Structured data are tables or data that are structured in columns and in rows. Okay, so they always have a column and they have rows, and they can have a column name. Okay, then unstructured data are those who are not, that are not in tables, in table format, that they don't have columns or they don't have rows. Example are like maybe your images, like your text messages, all those are unstructured data. Okay, so but in Power BI, we are dealing with structured data. So in creating DAX, we will first of all start with calculated columns. Okay, when I mean calculated columns, I mean we want to create columns using DAX expression. That's the data analysis expressions. Okay, so here I am in my calendar table. This is my calendar table. Okay, now this year was created in a calculated column. Okay, let me just delete it and so that we can do a calculated field on it too. So let me delete. If you want to delete, you just click on the column you want to delete. You right click on it and you scroll down, you will see delete and you click on delete. Okay, wait for Power BI to delete that. Delete column, we say yes, okay. Okay, come on, come on. A lot of time, Power BI takes time because of the amount of under background processes that it goes through. Okay, but once it boots and it loads and it will start moving a bit more faster. Okay, so I believe I'm just turning it on now. So spending a lot of time. Come on, just delete this stuff for me. I don't have much time. Okay, so why I'm waiting for it to delete the another difference between the calculated columns and measures is that when you build a calculated column, you can actually see it in your new column tab. You can actually see it in your new column tab. But when you build measures, you don't actually see them. You only see them in your data tab. That's where you see them. You see them in your data tab. And measures are aggregates. They are not basically things they don't calculate one on rows. They are aggregate like sums, like counts, like count ifs, sum ifs. Those are measures. Those are measures. When you can only see them when you use them in your visualization. This thing is taking so long. So long. Okay. Let me see another table. Working on it. Come on. Yeah, as I was saying, measures, you don't see measures when you create a measure. You only see it in your data, and you can only see its effect when you use it to build visualizations. But when you create calculated columns, you can actually see them. This year I'm trying to delete right here is a calculated column. Okay, it's extracted from this transaction date. Okay, so extracted from this transaction date. So you can see columns, you understand, calculated columns, but you can't actually see your measures until you use them in your visualization. This guy is actually taking my time. I don't want to start the process of closing this Power BI, opening it again. So I can't remember if I saved it. Well, I'm sorry it's taking much time. I really don't know why. Now, I don't really want to close it because if I have to close it, I probably will need to import most of these tables again. And that takes another series of time. Intention is to open this stuff and we just start building visuals. Okay. Control skip. Okay. If I close it. If it continues to roll, I have no option than to close this Power BI. And I don't have settings. Power BI return, Power BI desktop. Let's see if another one will open. Please, I'm sorry it's taking much time like this. It's probably trying to sort out itself. So many background processes. Please, admin, can you admit Latifat? I think she is in the waiting room. Latifat Badmus. Okay, thank you. If it was still on one, by now we would have gone far with this stuff. Two, three. Power is actually not responding. Trust me, I really don't want to close this stuff. Come on. Oh, I think I have no choice. I'll be forced to close it. And then trying to open another one to see if we can see our recent files. Please bear with me. Sometimes, lab computers are like that. When you want to go, 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 they just find a way of slowing you down and everything. Okay. This one, this is the one we want to use, but it's just still, just endlessly rolling there. Things, nothing is just. If I have to go back and click on this one, me to, it will take me to verify reports. No, why are you not responding now? I'm sorry, we have to close this one. Let's close it because we stay here all day to keep doing the same thing, rolling an error there. Close that then. Let's open this one. Let's open a new one. Let's see. Okay. You're working on it. We're working on it endlessly. This, I'm sorry, I had to close it so that I can actually put them all over again. It'll be better. Oh, and just refuse to start. We have, and in that one, we've already uploaded data that we're going to use and everything. So let's see how it goes. But still, definitely, we're going to achieve something today. Okay. Very sorry about that. Some computers are like that sometimes. It happens. So let's open a Power BI. Okay. So please, if you're in the class, please, in case you have any question based on yesterday's class or you want something you want to ask, please do while we are opening up our Power BI. What we intend to do today, we wanted to talk about that, do some calculated feeds, okay, then try and build some visualizations, using bar chart, line chart, table pie, then customizing visuals, knowing how to customize your visuals, using filters and slices. Okay, I wanted to achieve that today. But the Power BI, the the platform itself is just, I think it's having issues. It's like error. In itself, Power BI takes time to load a lot of times, especially when you have files on them. So, okay, let's see if can we use this or do we, okay, let me open sales, maybe. Let's open this. Let's practice. So it's going to load. Okay. We'll have data. Okay. Okay, so basically these are not the data we loaded yesterday. These are the datas that are just there for practice. And so they are here. Basically, these are data based for practice. Let's me see this particular data if we have models. If we have models, know how their models are. So if you remember what we discussed yesterday about data models, where we create a relationship, okay, relationship with data. We talked about a one-to-many relationship, okay. And when you highlight on the arrow, you will see the models, the relationship. We have the customer deem as a relationship with the product using the current ID. Using the current ID, that's a one-to-many relationship. And in this the same thing, like if you do SQL, it's like your joins, okay? It's like your joins, and and if you do Excel, it's like your VLOOKUP, okay? Your models, your VLOOKUP, where you tend to you relate another table, bring in another table to another table, relate um, two tables together based on a common identity. One will be the primary key, the other one will be the foreign key. Okay, so if we start SEO, let's start importing data. It might take time. Let's use this and see what we can do with this. Okay, let's see what we can do. So we've checked on the data. Let's look at the table view. Okay, now let's look at this table view. We have the tables we have here. We have the customer DIM, we have product ID, we have product DIM, and sales transactions. Let's see the columns that are there. Let's see the columns that are there. Okay. Okay. Let's use this one for practice. Okay. I wanted us to use the other one we actually loaded, but that one actually, I think it crashed. So most of all those files that are there, they are gone, except I have to go back and do an auto recovery, which will take time. And bringing in the tables again will also take time. So let's just try and explain with what we have here. So let me look at the product table and see. Okay, this product has a product name. Let's see the ones we have here. Here in the product table, we have the product ID, we have the product name, we have product price, we have effective start date and current ID. Let's look at the sales transactions. Okay. Okay, what can we actually use here? Let's look at customer team. I want to see something I can use to calculate to create let's do a what's it called? Let's do a calculated field. Or can we, even if we want to build visuals, what are we going to use to build a visual here? Products. Okay, let's use something like this. Let's see if we can build a calculator. Let's use this to introduce a calculated field. Okay. Now let's see. Here we have an effective start date. Okay, we have the product price. Okay, we have the product name and we have the product ID. Here I want another column. I really want to know the year. I just want to bring out the year here in another column. Okay, if I have to do that, I will use a calculated column. So in creating a calculate column, just click on anywhere on the column, preferably the last one. Then you right click, you right click. When you right click, you scroll down, you will see new column, new column. You just click on the new column. So beautiful, it has brought out a new column. Now, this is where we do our calculations on this field here. Where we do our calculations, you will see column 1, okay? So here, let me name, I want I just want to bring out the A. So I'll delete this column and give the column another name. Let me call it A. You now say equal to, okay? Now, just like if you have an idea about Excel, Excel uses something like formulas, okay, functions. When you want to create maybe your date function, maybe you want to create a year, you want to bring out the year in this thing. It's almost the same thing because Power BI and Excel, they run on the same engine, the same engine. It's the same Microsoft, you understand, that created them. So I'll use, if we type a year, let's see if we have a year function there. I can now in Power BI, we use the column name. We use the column name. Like if you do Excel, you know you use your cell reference in Excel, like your column, the name on A1, A2, B2, B3. But in Power BI, we use the column name. So in this column name, I want to bring out the year from effective start date. Okay, let me bring out the year and effective start date. So I'll just type, let me see, effective. So if you see using the IntelliSense, I can easily go and see my effective start date. Scroll down to it, then I'll press on the tab. I'll press on the tab or I'll click on it. So if I press on my tab, it will put it there. Then I can now close the brackets. Then I'll click on enter. So Power BI will work on it and it will populate this column with the year with the year. So you can see it has brought out the year. So if you see the effective start date 2019, it has brought out the year, okay, for all of them, okay? So I can go on to create that for the week. I can go on to create that for the month, okay? But that's to show you how a calculated column works. Now you can see that the calculated column, I can see it. If I want to use it in my visuals, I can actually see it here. Okay, so that's one thing about calculated column. When you create it, you can actually see it. Okay, now let's go to this point. Let's say we want to create a measure. Let's create a measure. Let's create a measure using the product price. Okay, let's create a measure. Measures are like aggregates. Measures are like aggregates. You don't see them when you create them. Okay, so let's say I want to create a measure in this same on this on the product, then I'll right click again. Okay, this time around I'm not looking for new column, I want to create a measure. So I'll click on new measure. It will still bring out the same way it will bring out the same field it brought out in the column. Okay, beautiful. So I can now rename my measure. Let me call it total price. Let me call it total price. Okay, total price. When you are creating a measure, you can leave a space. But if you are creating columns, you probably use an underscore. If you are creating calculated columns, you use an underscore, or you use, or you add, or you put them together as one word. Okay. So let me say I want to create a total price. So now I want to create an aggregate, a sum. So let me say sum. Okay. We type the sum. Now, what do I want to sum? I want to sum. What do I want to sum? What do I want to sum? The product price. Okay. I want to sum the product price. So we'll take our sum. Okay. Then we'll type, once we type the product, so it will bring out all the things that has to do with product. We can now scroll down and look for the product price. Let's see if we can see the product price. Okay, that's the product price. I click on my tab and I close the bracket and I enter. Okay, it said there's a total price already. Okay, no problem. Okay, let's change that. So there's a name, that name is in use already. So I can decide to call it, let me call it TP. Let me call it TP, okay? So let's and see. He's working on it. Okay, beautiful. So now it has created a measure for us. But if you can see, we can't see the measure here. We can't see the measure. It's only when we get to our data that we will now see the measure. This is the measure we created. Okay, you see it. You see it only. You see it with the calculator sign. That shows you that we created. These are measures. You can't see it in the column. Okay, you only see them when we want to build. When we want to build visualizations with them. Okay, so let's just start building. Let's see if we can build some little visualizations. Okay, this ones, let's start. Let's remove this ones and just see. Okay, once you want to delete, you click on that visual. You click on the visual. Once it's highlighted, you go to your keyboard and you press the delete. Okay, it will delete it. Okay, it will delete it. Let's click on this one too. Let's highlight this one. Let's highlight it and let's delete it. Okay. So now we have a clear dashboard. Okay. So let's see if we can start. How do we build visualizations? Okay. Let's say we have data here that we want to use. Though this is not the main data we want to use, but we can play around with this one so that you can understand. Okay. So now in building visualizations, if you come to this place, if you come here, you will see everything you need to build visuals. Okay, we have the even if you hover around them, you'll see their names like this: the stack bar charts, this column charts, okay, clustered bar charts. All of them. There's a pie chart. There's the donuts. Okay, we have matrix. We have tables. We have cards. Okay, these are the popular ones we use. We have the tree map. Okay, which we use. We have funnels. All these are used to build your charts, whereby you can create dashboards where your clients or your stakeholder, you understand, will be able to understand the data. Okay, you on your own, what your job is to create insight into that data. For you to create that insight, you need to create a dashboard. Okay, that dashboard is what you use in reporting, okay, to your clients. Okay, let's just start and do one or two things. Let me say the first thing I normally do when I want to create a dashboard. I use a text. I create a text box. Okay, in this text box, I will write. Let me take it look to this point. Okay. Hello. I hope you're with me.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hello. Please hope you can hear me loud and clear.
Yes, we
Yes,
can.
yes, yes.
Okay. Thank you. So in creating a dashboard, I first of all take a text box. My idea is to so that I'll have a title for my dashboard. Okay. So here I can actually write a text. Let me just call it a sales. Okay. Let me call it a sales dashboard. Okay. Sales dash. Okay, let's call it a sales dashboard. And I can now start, I can highlight it here. Okay, let me make it bold and let me make it bigger. Let's take it to 36. Okay, that was good. Then we can take it to this point. And we can also, let me put it in the center. Let's put it in the center. Okay, no, that's not the center. So that's the center. So we have this. So now we have a title for our dashboard, which is the sales dashboard. Okay. I can go ahead and do some other things here. I can go ahead and actually do some effects. Okay. Create some effect on it. Okay. I can go to my effects. Okay. I can change the color, the background color. Let me check the background. Let's make the background color something like this. Okay, so we'll now have a sales dashboard there. Okay, we have a title. Let's make it full. Okay, so we have that. So beautiful. So now we have a title for our sales dashboard. So we can now go on to build other visualizations. Okay, now we can choose anyone we like. Okay, let me start with a card. Okay, let me start with card. This is a card. Okay, once you want to bring in any visualization, just click on it. Once you want to bring a visualization, just click on it. When you want to delete it, highlight the visualization. You click on your delete key on your tab board, or you come on these three dots and you see remove. You can now just click on remove, it will remove it. Okay, so let me click on the card again. Okay, let me click on the card to bring it. Then you can put it the way you want it, the shape you want it. Now there's nothing on my card because I've not added any data to it. Now, if you want to add your data to it, you go to the particular data you want to add, a particular column, particular table you want to. In this place now, I want to bring in the total sales, okay, that we created using measure. Remember, we did not see that measure when we created it because you don't see measures when you create them. You only see them on your data column aspect. So now bringing it in, I'll go to the measure I created. If you can remember that measure, what did we call it? Where we created it? We created it here, right? We called it let's see, was it here we created it or was it in our product theme? Yeah, we created in our product theme. So this is T price, okay? Now there are two ways you can do that, okay? First one way you can actually add your data to your visualization. You can click on this check. You can check this box here. Once you check it, okay, it will add it. Okay. Another way, let me uncheck it. Another way is to drag it and put it in this field. Column there. Once you put it there, it will add it. Okay. Now we can see the total price. Okay. Remember, we did not see it when we built it in the calculated field column, but here we can actually now see it. Okay. So we now have our total price. Then one of the beautiful things is that you can actually duplicate this. Okay. And now I need my total price. I also want to see the total quantity. Okay. I can bring out another card. Okay. I can bring out another card. Click on another card. Come on. Let's fast with that. The start Power BI can be slow. Okay. Okay. We clicked on another card, it hasn't come yet. The another thing you can do, you can copy this, you can copy and paste. That's what I normally do. I can Control C on this and Control V. Okay. Okay, what's happening? What is happening? What happened to my other card? Okay, let's do this fast again. Let me take my T price. Let me put it there. Right. Okay. Let me Control C and Control V. Okay. So what I actually did was to duplicate it. Okay. So this one now is this is my total price. And I want to use this one to show my the total quantity. Okay. I can come here. I can change this for this one. I can now remove it for this one, remove the total price and put the total quantity. Okay. You can see that. Okay. So now, okay, we can edit this. We can edit this. We can play around with this. If you want to edit and, make your dashboard looks more nicer, you come to this point, this part here. If I click in, to bring out the general thing I can do here. Okay. I can look at the visuals. Call out the values, like these are for the values. Okay, I can make them bolder. Okay, I can make them bolder. Then you can go to the general, you look at the title. It doesn't have a title. I can put on the title. Okay, I can put on the title, then actually give it a title name. I can come here and now call it total price. You can call it total, that's our total price, okay? Then we can change the colors too. You can change the colors of the background. So we'll go to, if we remove the title, and come to, we can come to colors, visual, give me effects. Where are my effects? These are the color art effects. No, I want the background. I want my background provider spacing. Beautiful, that's my effects. So I can go to the effects, the background, I can change the background from white, okay? What color we can use? Maybe ash, I can use something like this. So it changes the color, okay? Now, then I can also, if I like, I can remove the soft background of it. And if you want to make it milder, you want to make it lighter, you can drag this. Once you drag it, you see to get lighter. If you want it lighter, you can drag it, but let's leave it where it is, okay? There's are things you can do, okay? Just once, and anytime you want to edit a particular type, just click on it. Once you click on it and it's highlighted, you can go ahead and delete it. And if you are on a particular type, on a particular visual, okay? If you click another visual, it is going to change it. Let's say, for instance, I highlighted this and I go ahead to click on the matrix. Okay, see, it has changed. It has changed the visuals, okay? So let me go back to my card, okay? So if you want to change, if you don't want to change the visuals, okay, you want to create, just click away from the visuals and make sure it's not highlighted, okay? Yeah, so then I can use a paintbrush. I can format this one too using the same format. To give me the same thing, okay? Then there are some other things you can do. This is just one. So now let's look at one more thing. So we started, this is how you start. You just start creating your visuals, okay? Let's see we have, do we have a product? Oh, we don't have it. That's the beautiful thing about using that other one that we actually had. That one had a lot of stuff we could use, okay? Had a lot of stuff we could use. Let's see if we can see something we will use here. We have the product ID, order date, month. We have more of numbers. We have more numbers than actual data here, okay? Okay. I wanted to do a line chart using product name, product quantity, okay? Okay. Oh, can't beat ourselves on that. That was the system. That's the system that did that. It's not us, okay? So let's look at this product name. Let's use the product name. Let's create a line chart using the product name. Let's look at this chart. Let's see. Let's put this one. Okay, sorry. See what happened? I was on that chart and I clicked on it, and what happened? It changed. So let me go back to my card and let me click away from the chart and let me click on the chart I want. Okay. Okay. So now in this one, in this line, in this chart now, you can see we have the x-axis, we have the y-axis. We have the x-axis, we have the y-axis. So in creating this, it's just like if you know, if you have if you do pivot table in in Excel, okay, it's just like you having your rows and also having your columns, okay, and also having your value fields, okay. So you see that, okay, let me click on matrix and so that you see what I mean. Like a matrix, you click on matrix, you will see you have your rows, your columns, and your values, okay. Let me decide, like I want to take my total price, I want to put it in value, okay. I want to put my total price in value. Then I want to put the product name. Let's put it in columns and see how it looks in column. Okay, column is not good. We'll take it to row and we'll see. So you see, let me extend it. Let me extend it and see. So you can see in doing this analysis, these are the products, okay? These are the price, these are the things, what was sold in each of these products, and this is the total. And you see it synchronizes with the total that we have here, okay? Let's build another chart. Let's build another chart. We wanted to build, we wanted to build a line chart. Let's still use the total. Let's use our product name. Let's put our product name on the x-axis, okay? Then let's put our T on the y-axis. Let's see what it will produce for us, okay? So it has produced a chart. So you see, so from here you can see the products, okay, that are actually selling and the ones that are high and the ones that are low, okay? You can see the ones that are high, it starts from the highest and it starts going down, okay? And you can drag this and put it close to this place. So in doing this, you are already producing your reports, okay? You're producing your dashboard. Just looking at this, your client can come and say, okay, this is the total price, this is what we sold, okay? This is the total quantity, you understand, that we have, okay? So those are the things once you start building them, you start creating that report. Your client or your organization or your manager can come and say, okay, a 20-inch monitor, we sold 604,000 of it. Here we sold how much? We sold 27-inch PhD. This is the amount we sold. These are things that are easy, okay, to see. And this one we've not even started. We have not even finished creating. By the time we finish creating with dashboard, we have something that looks very, very nice, okay? Then you can also put, like, if you see here, these are total price. It doesn't have a dollar sign, okay? We can decide to put a dollar sign to it. You click on the measure itself, okay? You see it brought out the dollar sign, okay? Let's click on it again. Let's click on it again. Then let's give it a dollar. So you're working on it. So you can see it has given all of them the dollar sign, okay? So please, do you have anybody has a question at this point, please? Hello? Are we there? Can you hear me? Are we there? Please, can you hear me? Okay.
We can hear you,
Yes,
sir.
sir,
Class,
we can
please
hear you,
speak up.
Okay.
We can hear you, sir.
Thank you. Okay, thank you very much. Please, Mary, at the end of the class, please, I'll share a PDF, a Power BI PDF, a PDF file, okay, that introduces them to Power BI. You can learn a lot, reading it, okay? So please, I'll share it with you so that you can share it with the class in whichever way you want to see it, okay? So I was asking if there's any question at this point, if you can understand, okay? This is how you build reports. This is how you build dashboards, okay? This is how you build dashboard. We've done that for the total price. We've not even named this. Let's name this. Let's name our, and please, what we are trying to do, we are just, rushing over this thing. 1 hour, 2 hours does not even scratch the surface of learning Power BI, okay? You see, Power BI is something you do, you practice, you work on, you create projects, okay? In doing so, you tend to, understand, be good at what you do, okay? What is this? This one, we call it our total quantity. Okay, we call this one our total quantity. Total quantity. Okay, then that's okay. That will stay. So we've gotten that. Then we can also remove, where's the so the labels. Okay, I'm just trying to rush this stuff. So you can edit anyone. I'm just trying to give you an idea. Okay, we can't create much, you understand, because we don't have much data here to create. Okay, we'll just be repeating almost the same data, just like we repeat for product name, we repeat for product price. Okay, so we can also, in this one, we can add labels. We can add the labels, add labels and see. Let's see where our labels, data labels is off. Can put it on. Okay, that data label shows you the amount that each of them sold. Okay, you can edit anywhere you want. Okay, so if we continue like this, we can also add, let's go to our visuals. Let's add a funnel, or let's add a tree. Let's add a tree map. Okay, let's add a tree map in this. Let's bring it here. Let's add a tree map. Okay, that's better. Okay, let's put a centralizer. Okay, so in adding this tree map, what table can we add on this tree map? Let's see. Do we have? Let me see if we can use. Where did we have a? Do we have any yearly? We did some. We created a year, right? Let's see if we can use the year. Let's put the year and see if it will agree to work with us. Let's put a year and let's put the product. Let's put the product name and see. Year and product name. And that is one of the things of building relationship. If there is no relationship between them, it will not agree, it will not flow together. Why some of these ones are flowing is because there is a relationship between them. Let's remove the year, let's remove the product, let's put the product name and see. Let's put the product name and see. Come on, give us a product name. Because normally the tree map is supposed to bring colors. It's going to bring in colors from different products. Okay, and we don't have much products here. We only have more of numbers. Okay, well, let's leave that one. Let's use a line. Let's use the line chart. Let's see line chart. We can bring our total quantity. Let's remove can bring our total quantity to the SRC. Then let's remove, okay, the total quantity sold. So that's a line chart. Okay, that's a line chart. You can see these are our product. These are all our products, the product name, and this is the amount that was sold. You can also see at any point in time it goes from up to down. We can also edit this. So in doing this, we are creating dashboards. Now, sometimes your data can be more complex than this, and you have to do more complex data analysis expressions on them. But in all, these are basically what you will do. Whether you are creating a project, whether you are working in collaboration with a team, this is basically what you will do. And sometimes when you work with a team, you don't always do everything. Probably be my handle cleaning and modeling the data, you might handle sourcing for the data, or someone else will handle creating the dashboard, So you work in collaboration, but a lot of time when you work on your own, you'll be the one to source the data, you'll be the one to clean, model, and transform the data, then you'll be the one to load it and also create the dashboard. So I have this is basically not the data we wanted to use. We would have done something even much, much more elaborate more than this. But this is just a basic idea of what Power BI can do. Okay. This is just what Power BI can do. You can create so much, with it. And with this, your stakeholders, your company, they will have insights. Okay. They will have insight on what you understand on what their data holds for them. With this, they'll be able to know how much they sold, how much, what was the cost, in which year did they sell more, in which period, in which quarter. Those are a lot of things that your stakeholder or your manager or who the company you work with want to see as a data analyst or as a business intelligence. You understand? Officer. So please, if at this point, if you have any question, please can you ask? Okay. Please, if there's any question.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Thank you so much for the lecture. It's been a lot. So my question is, for a digital marketing professional, how can he um make use of this tool in his profession?
Okay.
And
As a that as a was a what marketing?
digital marketing,
Okay. When you talk about data marketing, what you mean?
digital
Are you talking about products? Are you marketing products or are you marketing data? Because when you talk about data is everywhere. So what actually are you marketing? So hello, did you get my point? Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Miriam, can you hear me? Am I still audible?
Yes, sir, you are.
Okay. Okay. I didn't get the name of the person that asked the question, but if I get you right, if you actually marketing products or you're marketing, okay, like you said, data, and using Power BI, you can use it as a tool, okay? You can use it as a tool to enhance whatever you're doing. And so enhancing it in the sense that you know how to collate your data or collate whatever product you are marketing, okay? You bring them together, okay? You analyze them, you put them in Power BI. You go through visualization, you can be able to see the amount of product you're able to market probably in a particular period, in a particular week, in a particular day, okay, or in a particular month, how much you're able to sell, which of those products, okay, were effective, you sold more of those products, or the product you sold less, okay. There are things in Power BI, we don't even scratch it at all. There are things you can get your top 5 selling products, your top 5 employees, your top 5 customers, okay. You know who are your major sellers or your major customers. You can even know the area where you sell more. Okay, do you sell more in Lagos? Do you sell more in in other areas? Okay, so that's what Power BI helps you to do. When you bring those data into Power BI, Power BI will be able to show you through visualizations. Okay, on those things you understand are important, and those are called insights into your data. Okay, I believe that answers it. Okay. Thank you. Do you have any other question, please? Okay. Okay. Please, Miriam, if there's no other question, please, I hope we can call it a day here. Here, we have not even scratched the surface of what we actually wanted to do. But I believe hopefully in subsequent cohorts and in subsequent, okay, um, classes will be able to do more. Power BI is large and Power BI is something that takes time you understand, to learn. But over time, when you keep doing it, you keep working on it, you'll be able to, you understand, to do much more, and it will help you as a businessman. It will help you in your career. Okay, once you become a BI specialist, it pushes your career high. Okay, you become even more proficient in other things you are doing. Okay, so I don't know, Miriam. So if that will be all, are we good to call it a day? Hello, Mary, are you there? Hello, Mary, are you there? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Okay, I said if there are no other questions, I believe we can call it a day. Which, if there happens to be any question, please, you can send it to the admin, send it to Mary. She will pass it across to me, and I will answer it. Then I'll also be sharing a PDF. There's a PDF book on Power BI where you can read and learn more about Power BI. There are so many resources in Power BI on YouTube. You can go to YouTube, type Power BI for beginners. You see a whole lot of videos, you understand, on things you can learn about Power BI and how to use it. I would suggest there's this particular YouTube guy on the cube. Guy on the cube is very good. He has so many videos on Power BI, right from beginners to advanced to professional level. Okay, so I'll pass the PDF book to Mary, then she can for you can find way of getting across to the class. So Mary, I believe if you're there, I think that will be all for today. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you. You're welcome. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, class. Thank you very much, class. I will be taking my leave now. Thank you for your time. Thank you for staying to the end of the class. This is just an introduction to Power BI. Please take out your time, look for more, and if you want to contact me, go through the TRO, the really readers and consults. They will get across to me. Then whatever you want to know more about Power BI, about other tools and business intelligence platform, we can see how to arrange that. Okay. So please do have a lovely evening. Have a wonderful day. And I hopefully we'll meet again some other time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Thank you, sir, for today's lecture.